Oh, great, thanks. Hey, g'day everybody watching us on digital YouTube. Currently looking at a motorcycle that failed to yield. Originally being pursued by CHP on the 405, went north, took a left turn on the 10, headed towards the beach, went Centinela, then got back on the 405, the 10. Now it's, I believe this is the 5 south, he's hit on the 60. Unfortunately, the mapping system's giving me a little grief right now, so I'm just sort of going off memory. If you're wondering where Stu is, Stu's not here today. He's off, got a well-earned day off, so you'll have to put up with me for the foreseeable future. But just so you know, CHP, because of the speeds this guy's been going at, reaching speeds above 100 miles per hour, they've backed off the ground units. Currently, he's being spotted from the air by a LAPD airship. I don't want to go too wide all the time because being a motorbike, it's a little hard to keep up with him. And he blends in really well here that he's backlit heading off into the sun. Going south down on the 60, that's right, isn't it, Jackson? Yeah. Yeah, I use the name Jackson. Jackson's the pilot in charge of Skyfox here today. A little bit of slowing, as you can see, as the traffic's building up here, but he's doing the old California lane split. Anybody from California knows that it's legal for motorcycles to split lanes. It's not legal in all states, but just allows motorbikes to flow freely on the freeways when there is traffic. Okay, being told from by Jackson he's actually on the 5 freeway, and we'll try and get pull out wide and try and show you an exit that he's coming up to, so you have an idea. This is the Long Beach Olympic, so he's approaching the I think that's probably close to the 710 exit, I would say. Yeah, he's approaching the 5 710 split and continues on the 5 Santa Ana Freeway. Again, you see there splitting lanes. Can't tell you how fast he's going. He's definitely not doing the speeds he was before, 100 mile an hour. Slowed down quite a bit. Okay. So we'll just use some of the new fancy toys up here in Skyfox, using the digital zoom to go in as close as we can to see. There he is. He's lane splitting. Well, the way he's handling that bike looks like he's had a little bit of experience. Got the leather jacket on with the pads and the helmet. Probably unaware that we're here as we're following him from behind. I'll go back to the normal view so you can see. So that's a new function we have up here in Skyfox. It's called the digital zoom. Currently I'm on the extender, so that's as tight as I can go in on him. And Jackson just relayed to me that they actually have the CHP helicopter over him now. So definitely she's a CHP job at the moment. Just giving you a bit of a wide shot now to show you what sort of traffic he's going up to. This is probably just, actually we have a stalled car here. That's what's causing, no, looked like for this white vehicle was stalled, but going a lot slower than the other cars. But I imagine this backup is just regular backup to get on the LA freeways. And Jackson, if you're able to, you want to try and get alongside him a little bit? Yeah, he's cranking up the handle there. He's putting the foot down, pedal to the metal, and opening her up. He's definitely picking up the speeds now. I'd estimate probably 80 miles per hour. And because there's traffic flowing, obviously this traffic's probably doing 50. He's slowed back down again. And you can see there the way he's leaning the motorcycle over as he zigzags in and out of traffic, that he obviously has some experience riding this motorbike. Unknown it's stolen. All we know is that CHP tried to pull the gentleman over, and he decided, no thanks, I'm going to keep going. Again, the pursuit started on the 405 from where we first heard about it. It was Howard Hughes accident, anybody knows that, near LAX, and went north. He took a left turn on the 10, headed towards Santa Monica, got off down there. I believe it was Santa Monica Boulevard, or one of the exits closer to Santa Monica, such as 4th Street. Zigzagged his way onto Centinela. Then they were saying he was doing 100 mile an hour on Centinela at one stage before he got back on the 405. And back on the 405, he hit the 10 again. Got back on the 10 to get onto the 405. And now he's stayed on the 10 and gone through downtown, now on the 5 heading south. Yeah, I'm hearing from CHP. He's doing about 75 mile an hour in the number 2 lane. Anybody know? Here's an educational thing which I always had trouble learning about. So when they refer to 1, 2, 3, 4 lanes, they actually refer to the carpool lane as being the number 1 lane. So then you just count across from there. So it's basically lane splitting there between 1 and 2. As you can see there, that's there's the number 1 lane on the left-hand side of your screen, and then the right number 2 lane. Now 3, 4. He's in the 4th lane now, doing 100, they said. Looks like zigzag. Well, he's really putting it down now. So he's actually he's going through Santa Fe Springs. Anybody in the Santa Fe Springs area, keep an eye out if you're on the road. Probably shouldn't be watching TV as you're driving. But here we are. This is a crazy lane split, right on against the wall. Yeah, you got Downey there on the right-hand side of your screen, and coming up to Santa Fe Springs, continuing on the 5 freeway, doing approximately, estimate around about 100, 110, and he's really hammering it now in the number 1 lane. And he just went under the 605 there, I believe. So continuing south, or he's yeah, this guy's doing really dangerous speeds at the moment. CHP are saying that he's doing well above 100, and they're using their code, which is 1020, basically saying, look, I can't pursue, I'm calling it off, I can't catch him. For safety reasons, they say that. So he's still being followed by the CHP airshift, though, so they do know his location. So this is the HOV lane. It's wide open at the moment. Yeah, okay. So Pilot Jackson just relayed to me that we're doing 115 knots. Mathematically, I think it's 1.6. Is that correct, Jackson? Or one? it's approximately 130 miles per hour, and we're literally keeping up with him. So he's really hammering it here. The location for anyone interested in the right-hand side of your screen is Norwalk, and left is sort of Santa Fe Springs area. We just went under the 605, and I'll just show this exit here. This is the Valley View exit, and just right there you can see the actually that's our competition just in front of us here. So we're all basically, the way the helicopters go is they stack up for safety. So we're stacked up behind our competition there, and we'll push in to get them out of screen. They don't need any free publicity. So here he is hammering it again in the HOV lane, approximately 130. Actually, they're saying 125 miles per hour. Again, if you're joining us here, my name's Justin. Stu's got the day off today, well-earned break, so having to put up with my voice. Again, this assignment test, one of our assignment editors, Dave, gave us the tip saying, hey, got a pursuit happening, started 405 Howard Hughes, heading north. That's where we picked it up, near LAX, and we believe he went up north on the 5, took a left turn on the 10 freeway, headed towards Santa Monica, exited around about 4th Street, and then zigzagged his way up either Pico, back onto Santa. Oh, you can see there the dirt, the dirt on the side of the road there. That could often you hear Stu talk about vehicles driving on the side of the road there. That's the I suppose the side lane, emergency lane. Debris often gets shoved there, so you often hear vehicles getting flat tires. So that could be an issue for him if he doesn't watch himself. But, as I was saying, he took Centinela. At one stage, CHP was saying he was doing 100 mile an hour on Centinela. Anybody know that street? It's a major street on the west side, just a regular local street. So that's quite a large speed, fast speed on that side street. Here we are, he's exiting, I believe, Riverside. So he's taking an exit here. This is the exit before Magnolia. Is this the 22, Jackson, do you know? It's actually, he's exiting onto the 91 freeway. So as we're saying, he got on the 10 freeway, hammered it down the 10, went through downtown, and elected to take the 5. And all the CHP units have backed off because of the speed that he's been going, although they do have a CHP helicopter keeping an eye on him from overhead. So he's currently in the Buena Park area. That's left-hand side of the screen. And again, he's in the HOV lane, just hugging the HOV lane and the line there to the emergency lane of the between the concrete barrier. So unsure why CHP originally pursuing this guy or asking him to stop. They just say that the reason they're following is he's failed to yield. And you got to imagine, I don't imagine it's sport for this guy. He probably doesn't want to get caught. That's why he's continuing to go. He's doing probably, imagine 125 right now on the 91 freeway. Hey viewers, just letting you know the computer seems to have decided it wants to be friendly again, and so here we are. We got a better idea here. Here's the Anaheim Boulevard, approaching Anaheim on the 91, heading west, 110 miles, 120 miles per hour. You know, scooting up that yellow line in the concrete wall. Where's the CHP helicopter, Jax? As you can see there, he's still hammering it along. Just went through College Street, and doing approximately 100 mile an hour as he scoots along here westbound on the 91. Yeah, he's taking an exit here. Looks like yeah, now he's heading off onto the southbound 57 from the 91. Yeah. So if you just join us again on YouTube or the internet, folks, Stu's off today. So my name's Justin. I'm the camera operator in the back of Stu. So I'm given the chance to have a bit of a chin wag, a bit of a chat, tell you what's going on. So currently CHP in pursuit of this stolen motorbike. Pursuit started around about 405 and Howard Hughes, around about LAX area. The gentleman, CHP, tried to pull him over. He said, I'm good, thanks, and opened the throttle. So they've been in pursuit now for approximately 20-30 minutes. He first of all went up 405, went left on the 10 of the beach, got off around about 4th Street, and made his way down to Pico, back to Centinela, where he was reaching speeds of 100 mile per hour, and got back on the 10 freeway, went headed towards downtown on the 5, the 91, and here we are on the 57 south, just approaching Catella. He's reaching speeds of up to 130 miles per hour, at times riding his motorbike in the safety lane there, and you can see dirt popping up at times as he skirts the yellow line. CHP vehicles, CHP rightly, because of the speed this guy is travelling at, don't endanger the public, so they've pulled off all the ground units and are monitoring the motorcyclist from the sky. Again, unsure why they originally tried to pull him over, but he failed to yield. So they're going to just keep an eye on him from the sky here. They're letting each other know, the CHP officers, that he's in HOV lane, as you can see there, doing approximately 112 miles per hour. My good mate Stu Mundell's off today, so I'm sort of giving you a little bit of play-by-play here. Well, there's a late change there. Now he's back on the, this is the 57-5 transition. So it's against the 5 South. Not sure of the exact location here. The map is generating this at 22 freeway. So just wondering if this is the hospital here. Yeah. So we'll just show off that fancy feature again of the digital zoom we have. It's push into him. This is as tight as I can go. Just up. So he's still hammering it along there, doing approximately 94 mile per hour. So he's coming to the end of the freeway here, I believe. Sorry, I'm just having a little trouble with my knobs that I operate the camera with, so you see me jerking around there. And he's getting back on the 55. Yeah, he's at our 10 o'clock, mate. Yeah, it looks like he's taking an exit here. He's exited Chapman. He's back onto side streets now, and doing eastbound on Chapman. They're doing quite heavy speeds there, so he's off our nose, Jackson. So if you hear me talking I'm actually talking to the pilot. The pilot today, our Sky Fox, is Jackson, and just giving him direction where it is. These motorcycle pursuits are always hard to spot from the air, and here he is. He's pulling into a 7-Eleven. Do you see the 7-Eleven, Jackson? It's off. He's getting fuel. He's getting fuel. It's off the nose, mate. I can't tell, mate. I'm sorry. I'm just tied on the. Yeah, full of. Just scoot around if you can quickly, mate. He's getting the gas. Yeah, so here he is, 7-Eleven. He must be getting low on gas. This is pretty crazy that the speeds that he was going, he's able to pull over, get gas, and then keep going again by the look of it. And CHP is saying, get there as quick as you can because he's refueling. You can see there, look at that. He's putting some gas in the car. Only in LA do you see this, eh? Yeah. Yeah, look at that. He's done. Doesn't even put the tube back in the meter. Oh, he's giving himself up. Take that. That's how we do it in California. That's how it's done. Well done there, Officer CHP. What a way to end. So there we go. This came to a very sudden end. He was just about to take off again, but CHP officer quick thinking was able to get there and pull in front of him. So. And CHP officer wasted no time there, jumping out with his gun at gunpoint, pointed the gun at him and said, "Hey mate, let's call this quits." So he threw his hands in the air quickly, and they have him there on the ground. And quite brave there, officer there, CHP officer on his own to take that guy on, who was wearing a helmet, and could certainly, if it became a confrontation, might have the advantage, but. Good on the CHP. Great job there today, staying back, keeping the public safe, watching from the air, and letting this individual come to a stop at his own will, and then moving in. Again, unsure the reason why they were pursuing this person in the first place. He failed to yield way back on the 405 and Howard Hughes, approximately with 30 minutes ago. So there's the big reveal. Get the helmet off, get to have a look at him. Again, if you're just tuning in, this is a motorcycle pursuit. Started back on the 405 at Howard Hughes. 10 freeway to Santa Monica, 10 freeway downtown, split to the 5, then the 91, 22. He was back here on the 5 North, pulled into this gas station to get some gas, and yeah, he was there for a good probably 2 minutes, and CHP, who had backed off for safety reasons, this gentleman here was able to move in quickly, block his entrance, and took him into custody at gunpoint. Yeah, my good mate Stu Mundell's off today, so my name's Justin, and Jackson's behind the controls of Skyfox today. Looks like he's just come from a construction site. So officers here obviously just checking his pockets, make sure he has no items in his pants that he could use to hurt them or hurt himself, and also you know, any substances that may be illegal. Um, Again, we have no real idea why they were pursuing him, only that he failed to stop. So one imagines that it's more than just one outstanding parking ticket, or you know, or maybe he just didn't want to stop. So unfortunately, now he's going to get he's got the what they call the bracelets on. He's got the and we'll be noted getting a free ride down to the local CHP office. So just getting the street lamp in shot, mate. Okay. So warm day to be wearing a big heavy jacket like that. Obviously wearing it for safety reasons on a motorbike. So I imagine it's quite warm down there. It's probably pumping 90 degrees or so. And there we go, another pair of the original bracelets, they call them. Handcuffs. So just pulling out wide here, so audience, people watching, know that this came to an end out here at the 7-Eleven, where he decided to try to get some gas. The area here, so I can give you a bit of a better idea. It's kind of Chapman Avenue and McPherson. This is the corner of Chapman Avenue and McPherson, the 7-Eleven. Decided to, must have been running low on gas. He decided to pull in here and get some gas, and CHP officers moved in when they could. And again, officer there, you see there behind the gentleman, jumped out of the car, gun drawn, and the motorcyclist threw his hands in the air and got on his knees and gave up. So It's interesting to see. Pretty relaxed there. He's having a bit of a laugh with the officer. He might have been in a similar situation like this in the past. So we come back over. There's the motorbike. You see the fuel knob or hose still on the ground there. Remember that he, as he was filling up, he quickly threw that on the ground and tried to take off, but the officer got out of the vehicle, guns drawn, and was able to make him give himself up. So he's currently in the back of the CHP vehicle now, and I reckon this might be a code 4. Code 4, for anyone listening doesn't know, means that it's all over, safety the public, and I think you might be over here.